Welcome to another PHP tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the Foreach loop and how to loop through both normal arrays and associative arrays using the Foreach loop. So we should know what the for loop is by now. We've used that a few times in different tutorials, and the for loop is basically used to perform an operation X amount of times or something, whereas a for each loop is used to perform an operation on each item or element or value in an array. So rather than performing an operation X number of times, it will perform that operation on each element of value in the array. So they can be used for normal arrays, and they can also be used for associative arrays. There's no counter involved, so no counter, no starting point or any point is needed in a for each loop. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to create two arrays. I'm going to create a normal array. Okay, so I'll create a normal array, and I'm just going to put some random names in the array. So Mary, Bob, Joe, and Tim. Oops, Tim, not time. Okay, so I've got a normal array there with 4 names in the array, and then I'm going to create an associative array. Let's call it associative array, short. And in this, I'll have some names as well, but this time I'll give each name an age. So we'll start with Sarah, and she can be 25. And then we'll have Kim. Oops. Kim can be 18. And we'll have Alice. Can be 32. And we'll have Alan, who can be 17. All right. So just end that line with a semicolon. So in the normal array we have 4 names. In the associative array we have 4 keys, which are Sarah, Kim, Alice, and Alan, and the values are their ages. So Sarah's 25, Kim is 18, Alice is 32, and Alan is 17. Okay. So firstly what we'll do is we'll use the for each loop on the normal array. Okay, so what we'll say is for each, this is one word, and then what we need to do is put the name of the array in the brackets, so it's called normal array, and then we need to say as, and put in a name that will represent each value for each iteration of this loop. So we can just say something like as value. Alright, so we've got for each normal array as value, and then when this loop runs, what we can do is say echo value, and it would display each value in the array. So Mary, Bob, Joe, and Tim. Okay, so value just represents each value going through the loop in the array. Alright, what we could just say, instead of just echoing out the value, is name, and then value, and then maybe a line break, so that each one comes out on a new line. Okay? Alright, so we can test that out. There we go, so we've got name Mary, name Bob, name Joe, and name Tim, each on a new line. Alright, so that's a for each loop on just a regular array, where value represents each item being processed in the for each loop from that array. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll say for each, and this time we'll use the associative array. So we'll say for each, $, associative array, and then what we need to do now is, because an associative array doesn't just have values in it, it also has keys, we need to have the key and then also have the value. So we can say for each associative array as $key, and then equal sign, and then greater than symbol, and then $value. Okay, now you can call it key, or you can call it something else, or you can call it value or something else. It doesn't matter, but as long as you use it, the same names inside the actual loop. So this time I'm going to say something like echo, and we'll grab the key. So echo $key, and I actually say keys age is $value, and then we'll add a line break. Okay, so what this will do is it will grab the key and the value, and it will put it into a sentence. So it'll say keys age, which the first key in the loop in the array is Sarah. So it will say Sarah's age is, and it'll grab the value, which is 25. So it'll say Sarah's age is 25. It'll add a line break, and then it'll go to Kim. It'll say Kim's age is 18, and add a line break, and so on. All right, so I'll just comment out the first for each loop. So we're just running the second one on the associative array. I'll refresh the page, and I have missed a semicolon on that line. So I'll just fix that up and refresh, and there we go. So we've got Sarah's age is 25, Kim's age is 18, Alice's age is 32, and Alan's age is 17. All right, so it's grabbing each key from the array and each value from that key and putting it into the for each loop. All right, so that's basically how to use a for each loop, how to make a for each loop, and how to use it for both regular arrays and associative arrays. Thanks for watching.